It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft, joined as always by Kevin McIntosh. Kevin, welcome back. Happy Monday to you, and off to hopefully what's going to be a wonderful start of another wonderful week in greater West Bloomfield.
It will be, Tyler. You got to claim it already. Happy to be here. Another day, another opportunity. I'm hearing there's a lot going on, a lot that happened over the weekend. So we got a lot to recover and recap to talk about, Tyler.
Yeah, it's a busy time of the year here in the greater West Bloomfield community. A lot of action throughout our four communities and beyond coming up as people are well into the spirit of spring and summer in greater West Bloomfield and willing to give back as well. Over the weekend, many volunteers from our community went into a cleanup effort in one of the busiest areas of the entire township on Orchard Lake Road with the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield and West Bloomfield Township. Our reporter, Jake Schaff, has more.
It's always important to make sure your city stays clean, especially the roads, which could be filled with trash and materials that could impact the environment in a negative way. Well, this past Saturday, the West Bloomfield Optimist Club, with the help of the West Bloomfield Fire Department, put together their biannual Adopt a Road cleanup event alongside Orchard Lake Road, where citizens from all across the community came out to grab a bag, put on some gloves, and start cleaning up some trash.
So today we're part of the Adopt a Road program through Oakland County Roads, and we'll be cleaning up Orchard Lake Road between Pontiac Trail and Walnut Lake. The easy part of this is that Oakland County Roads provides all the materials, the high-vis vests and all of the orange bags. And our volunteers go out and just walk that stretch of road and put all the debris into those bags, tie them up, set them on the side of the road, and Oakland County Roads comes along and picks those up over the next week or so. And it's part of a community event that we want to really grow over the coming years so that we have more volunteers and hopefully take on a larger stretch of Orchard Lake Road. You know, that debris and trash just accumulates over a stretch of time, and it takes volunteers to go out and clean up some of those stretches because there's not a home or business over some of those spans of road, and so that trash just collects in the bushes and high grass areas.
It's a wonderful event. Obviously, West Bloomfield Township is a beautiful township. We focus on our natural beauty, all of our lakes, our many miles of walking trails and paths. So we like to keep a clean township. It's very important to our residents. They feel they deserve that, and they do deserve that. And we have so many residents that are environmentally conscious. They're very interested in keeping things, healthy as far as the environment goes. And this cleaning up the roadways is a great step in that direction. If you're willing to get out and use a little bit of your elbow grease and your time and effort to get out, I think it really helps the community, and it makes you feel good about doing your share as well.
We try to do a spring cleanup, which we're in right now, and that's like a 2-week period that Oakland County Roads sets out that they encourage all of the Adopt a Road folks to go out and do their cleanups. And we'll do the same thing in the fall and attempt to capture anything that's kind of accumulated over the summer months.
What do you think is the best part, especially with the community coming out and helping out with something like this?
Well, volunteerism is something that really can provide some opportunity to connect with new people in the community. It brings a sense of pride. Now when you drive down that road and see that all the trash has been picked up, you played a role in that. And when people see volunteers, they too want to volunteer. And so it just starts to expand that network. And we can do great things because it takes a lot to keep West Bloomfield looking the way that we want it to, free of debris and full of green, wildlife type areas, full of nature that doesn't have garbage and trash blowing around in it.
Every little bit helps to make your town a better place. So don't be afraid to get your hands dirty every once in a while to help keep your city clean. And be on the lookout for the next Optimist Club Adopt a Road cleanup event coming up this fall. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaff.
Thank you for the story, Jake, and a great opportunity for people, Kevin, to get out and about and cover one of the most busy thoroughfares of our community. Not only are people, unfortunately, sometimes in a rush, they're eating in their cars, or they're trying to get rid of some garbage, and maybe they throw something out the window, but debris flows from place to place. There are a lot of restaurants, a lot of gathering places, a lot of weathering that happens over the years, and things travel and end up getting trapped along the roadway. So that's what you see a lot of that stuff getting picked up it's just stuff that's kind of been accumulating there over the last year or last 6 to 8 months while groups like this have been waiting to go back out there for another cleanup.
I agree with Chief Flynn. We need to have this type of thing spread amongst all roads, all streets, main streets, residential streets, because this is the way that we keep our city clean, right? Other than that, the city isn't necessarily going to hire someone to cover all grounds of all cities and all territories. So I agree. The residents of that town or whatever city, you have to get out there and serve your own community and clean it up. And I love that effort by the volunteers.
Yeah, there are 2 opportunities to do that each year. The Optimist Club of West Bloomfield gets out and about and does that. So great to see them out there over the weekend in a much more pristine Orchard Lake Road between Pontiac Trail and Walnut Lake Road. If you want to get involved more, you can always go to wbtownship.org or stop by town hall or local fire department and get even more information about the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield that meets early mornings, a couple of weeks on Tuesdays throughout each and every month. wbtownship.org for even more information on other cleanup efforts and events happening in West Bloomfield Township. A little ways away at West Bloomfield Middle School, robots took over the school late last week, Kevin, as robotics experts from LakerBot teens from 1st grade all the way up to 12th grade gathered at the middle school for a robotics collaboration night. Here are some pictures you're seeing on civiccentertv.com of the various robots and different machines that were made by students or are operated by students in a variety of capacities. Creations from Legos to battle bots to full functioning machines were all on display from kids of all different ages. In addition, here you see a picture of some kids at some of the student maker tables, volunteer students from some of the older grades, talking to younger students about robotics, showing them some new concepts and teaching them a little bit of what they've learned over the years. Really cool stuff, Kevin, from all across the West Bloomfield School District at the middle school at the robotics collaboration night late last week.
The kid in me is so excited looking at this, Tyler. I was one of those kids, man, that likes to do stuff like create and build things like this, see how it works, the mechanics of it. So this is great for the kids, man. And we're moving more towards that type of society, right, where we're getting more automation, robots, and things of that nature into our society. We're integrating it. So it only makes sense that we start with our youth, the next generation, to get them to see how to build them, what it takes to, get them to move and things like that. So I love this, man.
And look, these robotics teams, they do a lot of competitions throughout the years at various ages. And much like our athletics teams, they are collaborating with students of younger ages across the school district to build that program and keep that program as successful as it has been. So seeing a collaboration night like that, where, as the school district said in their post online about this, students from 1st grade all the way through 12th grade having a chance to interact with each other, share some ideas, share some experiences, teach these kids what they should be maybe focusing on as they get into the older grades, get toward high school, get toward more of those intensive competitions, and inspiring creativity while also inspiring science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, or STEAM education. That is being emphasized every single day. You can see more pictures from this event and learn even more information about the LakerBots program by visiting West Bloomfield Schools on Facebook. Again, facebook.com/West Bloomfield Schools, or visit WBSD.org for programs across the West Bloomfield Schools system. ABBA fans rejoice. Mamma Mia begins this week at West Bloomfield High School. The final rehearsals are underway, Kevin, Kevin, for their big spring musical show, which kicks off Thursday night at the West Bloomfield High School Theater, premiere at 7 o'clock p.m., followed by a few more shows. Friday at 7 o'clock p.m. again, and then Saturday is their matinee day. Saturday this coming week, 1 p.m. will include an American Sign Language interpreter, and then the finale will be Saturday night at 7 o'clock as well. There is a QR code on a flyer they've got here, if we can show that on the screen. There's their flyer for West Bloomfield High School Presents Mamma Mia, and Calvin, I believe, on that next page. There you go. There's the QR code. If you want to buy tickets, they've been on sale for a little bit under a month at this point, but tickets are still on sale for all of these shows. Scan that QR code on your screen or contact the theater program, WBHS Theater Programs at gmail.com for even more information. Kevin, you had the chance to talk just a little while ago to Amelia Duffield and Reginald Hayes from the West Bloomfield High School Theater Program, a couple of seniors that are starring in Mamma Mia, to talk about the show, talk about why they auditioned and what they enjoy about playing Donna and Sky, respectively, in this program that will premiere on Thursday. Let's take a look at what they had to say. We'll hear from them in just a moment about what they had to say about these roles. But we talked to them quite extensively about this particular show, what they enjoy about it, and had a chance to actually hear particularly about these two characters that they're playing and what they really particularly love about going out of their theater program playing Donna and Sky.
Mm-hmm. Well, this will be, I think, my, it's been a long time, 8th or 9th production at the high school. So I definitely wanted to do my senior musical because I'm a musical fan myself. And Mamma Mia was actually the first musical I ever saw when I was 7 years old. So I was feeling like double nostalgic. So I definitely had to audition. And for my particular role, that's just always been just a dream of mine to play Donna in Mamma Mia, but that's, unrelated. I also just love musicals with a strong female narrative, and there's this really tender moment between the mother and the daughter at the end, so I'm super excited.
I wanted to do this because I fell in love with the theater community, and hearing that we had another musical that I knew of, Mamma Mia, and I was actually intrigued by the storyline. This will be my second musical and my second show at West Bloomfield High School. And playing the role of Sky, I like showing his adversity and showing how he can be really goofy, but can switch it in a moment because he has a very, very angry scene. That's what I really like this character because he's very similar to me.
Yeah, and it's going to be a really interesting show. Mamma Mia is one of the favorite musicals across the genre at all levels, and so an exciting show for a lot of these seniors who are playing in their final school play here this spring and have a chance to go out in style with an excellent play. We've been hearing nothing but good things about this from their theater director, Christine Stevens, who's even been with us on this program to talk about this as well, and she seems really excited. We're going to have even more information on that coming up very soon. We'll get a little bit of a special preview, so stay tuned to us here on the Splash Live throughout the early portion of this week as you get ready to see Mamma Mia. And remember, that premieres Thursday night at West Bloomfield High School. First show is at 7 o'clock. More 7 o'clock shows on Friday and on Saturday night as well, with a Saturday matinee with an American Sign Language interpreter happening at 1 o'clock p.m. More information on the West Bloomfield School District's Facebook page at West Bloomfield Schools. Kevin, other opportunities for people to get involved in our schools are by being in the Girl Scouts, and for parents, it's an opportunity for them to take on a leadership role in their kids' lives and have a positive impact on many other kids as well. And today, we are celebrating those Scout leaders.
Yes, Tyler. And National Girl Scout Leader Day honors the contributions and dedication of Girl Scout leaders who mentor and guide these young girls throughout their journey. And joining the Splash Live to talk about her troop, we have Girl Scout Troop Leader 75911 based out of Kego Harbor, Michigan, Dr. Chantel Bothiel, joining the Splash Live. Thank you for your time.
Hello, thank you. My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So, Girl Scouts, a subject, a group that most of us have heard about, seen out actually doing their thing when it comes to providing the community with these great cookies, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But I want to get into your role. Can you share how you became involved as a Girl Scout leader and what inspired you to volunteer for this role?
So my daughter started at Roosevelt Elementary here in Kego Harbor.
Mhm.
First grade, there was another mother who was interested in getting a troop started, and I was at one of the PTA meetings, and I volunteered and said, "Okay, I'll be the other leader." Just over the years, I ended up actually becoming the leader, and me and another young lady, Mrs. Kirsten Walken White, we ended up forming Troop 75911, and we have been going. This is 11 years strong now.
Ooh, congratulations, first and foremost. 11 years. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, doing anything for that long deserves congratulations because essentially, it takes a lot of endurance. It just takes a lot to get through the adversity and things of that nature that may come your way.
Yes.
So, throughout your 11 years, you have to have some memories that stand out to you. What are your most memorable experiences from being a Girl Scout leader locally in Kego Harbor?
So we have girls in our troop from the entire region. Our troop is open to any girls from the entire region. So Kego Harbor, West Bloomfield, we have girls
Right.
from Waterford, Pontiac. So whoever is open to, we're open to joining them. And we've had girls who have gone through their bronze award. So Girl Scouts has 3 level, what they call their highest awards. Bronze award they get in their 4th and 5th grade, which is the junior level. Silver
Okay.
award they get in their 6th, 7th, 8th grade, which is the silver. And then gold award is when they get in their high school years, which is equivalent to what most people know about Boy Scouts Eagle. So the Girl Scouts is called the
Mm,
Gold Award. And so our
mm.
Girl Scouts have done at the Pontiac VOA Center, they've helped refurbish and plant outside there. Currently, our Bronze Award juniors, they built a library in Pontiac at Harrington Elementary. So they built a little mini library there, and they're in need of books.
Oh,
So if anyone wants to help resupply that free library, they built that. That's one of their Bronze Award. We help plant trees at Bowers Farm. So we've done a lot of different things in the community. We've marched every year in the Kego Harbor Memorial Day Parade, and then just teaching the badges that the girls learn, and camping every year.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. When you first said build a library, I'm like, they built the whole library. What kind of girls you get on
One of
your team?
one of the free libraries, one of the
I
many
know what
free
you mean.
libraries you see around town.
I was gonna say, yo, they did a whole library. It's crazy. Okay, but no, that's beautiful though. And that goes into your leadership, right? You teaching them to earn those awards, go from that bronze, that silver, that gold, getting them through, life, and having them evolve from young girls to young women, young ladies, etc., etc. So joining us right
Exactly.
now, just join us talking about National Girl Scout Leadership Day. We have Dr. Chantal, both of you from the Girl Scout Troop 75911, based out of Kego Harbor, Michigan. Joining us, just talking about her leadership with these troops, these young girls. So, since it is solely your responsibility to help them develop those skills, what is your approach? How do you approach mentoring and guiding these girls to get these skills that they need to move forward?
Well, I won't say it's solely my responsibility. That's why I have a co-leader, Mrs. Kirsten Watkins White.
Uh,
We've had another remarkable young woman who stepped up. She's actually a great grandmother, Mrs.
mm,
Mary Price, and she's brought her great granddaughters. And she is our other co-leader. At this point, she's been with us for 7 years, and she was actually over the library, the Bronze Award, the free library. And so
mm.
she's been instrumental. And I've had other parents step up to help take different roles because, our troop is a multi-level troop. So we have girls from kindergarten, which is the daisies, all the way up to
Right.
ambassadors, which is high schoolers, 11th, 12th graders. So we have a large range. So we have each section when we're trying to get their parent volunteers to help. We have breakout sessions, and each parent volunteer kind of takes over each section. And it's girl power, girl led. That's the Girl Scout theme.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Mm-hmm.
especially with our older girls, we try and get them more involved and have them take that leadership role. So that's what
Right.
it is. It's kind of passing the torch. You teach what you know for the younger girls. And then as the girls
Ooh.
get older, we have them take more responsibility and have them start, taking on the leadership and
I
teaching.
like that. I like that perspective. Teach what was taught. That's what stood out to me on that one.
Exactly.
I like that. Don't just because you have the knowledge, don't act like I can get into so many examples of
Yes.
that. But yes, teach what was taught is your responsibility. I
Yes.
100% agree with that.
One
So in
thing
your
I learned
position
in
though,
medical school, they
there has to be
said,
some challenges, right?
always.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say one thing I learned in medical
No,
school was the
no, please.
phrase, see one, do one, teach one. And that's the kind of the philosophy to
Mm.
pass it on.
There you go. Exactly. Yep. Better words right there to say it. So I was just going into the fact that not any position, just because you volunteer doesn't make it an easy position, right? There are
Correct.
still obstacles and challenges that you face as a leader. So what are these challenges that you face and how do you overcome them?
Well, trying to keep lines of communication open, just trying to make sure the girls, I mean, they're regular kids, um, try and teach them about bullying and anti-bullying, um, different parents and different ways of raising their children. So we have to keep that lines of communication and, understanding rules and teaching people to do things differently.
Mhm.
So that's what it is. And then push comes to shove, there is a local council. GSSEM.org is our local main council. And there's a national branch, of course, as you know. So there's always resources out there. So you're not just left floundering anything that you run into.
That's good. That's good. See, and that kind of goes into my next question. It's a community thing, right? I mean, us being
Yes.
in Kegel Harbor in the greater West Bloomfield area, like you said, you even have girls from other local communities just come and
Yes.
join this Kegel Harbor based Girl Scout troop. So it really is about this. So can we talk a little bit more about the involvement of the community that helps the Girl Scout troop thrive, from the parents to the business owners and just the other leaders, etc.?
Yeah. So like I said, our our troop, our girls come from all over.
Hmm.
We have been holding our meetings historically in Roosevelt Elementary, and the school principal and secretary, Ms. Lisa Jennings, she was awesome as far as making the building accessible to us, allowing us to facilitate and hold our meetings there. Now they've moved over to the old Abbott, which is, if you know, West Bloomfield, the schools are changing. So it's going to be Chico. So we've reached out to the new principal there, Mrs.
Right.
McDowell, which we've known for years, Mrs. Graff. So they're also opening up the doors for us and allowing us to continue to use that as a meeting space. So just being open to the community, the different businesses when we've gone around for cookie sales, they, allowed us to set up booths there for our fall winter nut sales. Different communities come in and ask us
Mhm.
to do, are open for us to come in, either set up booths or, just to, support us as they see us.
Beautiful, beautiful. Because that's what it's all about, essentially. Like you said, I'm glad you said that too. It's not solely your responsibility. You have other
Right.
co-leaders, you have the girls' parents, you have other volunteers, business owners, etc., that all come to make this whole thing very successful and a great experience for the girls, by the way. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much again, Dr. Bothio. I want you to again just explain any other information that you would like to get out to the community. If any other girls watching or listening or parents watching or want to get involved, please tell them how, please.
Yes, go to gssem.org, and that's where a place to register. Again, our troop is a multi-level troop, so we welcome girls from all ages, from kindergarten, all school levels, from kindergarten through 12th grade. And yes, we have older Girl Scouts. It's a great way for your girl to get a scholarship. So stay involved and get that gold award. Yes, so we're welcome. We're here at Roosevelt, soon to be Chico Elementary here in Keego Harbor, and join Girl Scouts. It's a great activity. Get out there and learn things.
Thank you again. Thank you for taking time to explain that. And thank you for your leadership for the young girls. Once again, Dr. Chantal Bothio joining us, Girl Scout Troop Leader 75911 based out of Keego Harbor, talking on National Girl Scout Leadership Day. Thank you again for your time.
My pleasure.
Yeah, it's our job, Tyler, to get straight to, the people that are setting these great examples within our community and within, all 4 different parts of the community too. It feels great to see and talk to these leaders.
Yeah, and they're helping bring these girls up with an experience that is going to not only help them engage with other girls in their community that they may be seeing in school or down the line may know in high school or later on as they go throughout the West Bloomfield School District, and we bring these 4 communities together. It's also getting them engaged in the community at a variety of different events and initiatives. And there's so many other ways that we can also get our kids involved in the community as well and have them see the various things that work behind the scenes to make a community like West Bloomfield Township or the greater West Bloomfield communities function as they do each and every day. And there's actually an event coming up later on this week that will give some individuals and families, particularly for those with the kids, to, an inside experience, a firsthand look at police, fire, EMS, and other employees from across West Bloomfield Township and around the local area, a firsthand look at some of what they use each and every day to keep our community functioning.
Yes, Tyler, it's great that you brought that up because we are going to explore this. It's time for our community to get more involved with things that are going on in our community. And one thing that's coming back is the Touch a Truck event coming back later this month. And joining us to give more of the specifics and details, we have Chris Fry from West Bloomfield Parks joining us to talk about Touch a Truck. How you doing, Chris?
Good. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you taking time out of your day. So we got this happening the 26th of April, 4 p.m. at Drake Sports Park, the Touch a Truck event. Let's just get straight into it and just talk about what people who attend can expect from this event.
Sure. This is our 5th time hosting the event. We did it back in the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 19th, and we were going to take a year off and bring it back, but COVID happened, so we had to shut it down for a few years. So we're glad to see it back. Past folks who came to see us were very excited about this, especially the little ones. We have about 15 vendors this year, bringing over 23 pieces of equipment. And like you said, anything from police, fire, our surrounding municipalities are helping us out. The city of Farmington Hills, the city of Orchard Lake, bringing a wide variety of emergency vehicles, construction equipment, even some things that the Parks Department owns will be on display. Get up in the seat and grab that steering wheel and honk that horn. But yeah, a little bit of everything will be at Drake Sports Park this Friday.
That's cool, man. That's an opportunity for the kids of the community to see firsthand, touch and talk to the people that drive these important trucks, these vehicles that operate the community and the city that we live and love to work in also. But let's get into the inspiration. I mean, like we said, it's been around for about 5 years, pre-COVID. Can we get into the inspiration? What inspired the community to actually make this event happen?
Sure. Well, everybody sees all these big pieces of equipment, driving around or on the sides of the roads working and things. And we wanted to get the little ones up close and personal. It's not very often anybody really can sit in the seat of a road grader or walk through a fire truck or heaven forbid be in the back of an EMS vehicle. So, we wanted to get them up close to this stuff and put their hands on it. And, they can see it sitting in the back seat of mom and dad's car. But when you're standing up close to it and putting your hands on it, you don't really understand how big and massive some of these pieces of equipment are. So we just wanted to get everybody up close and give them a chance to see what they're passing on the side of the road, whether it's a garbage truck or front end loader, or a backhoe, or a fire truck, or a EMS, or a bucket truck that's fixing the streetlights on the corner. So we just wanted to get everybody up close and personal with what they see on a daily basis when they're driving around the township.
That's a good point. That's a really good point, though, actually, Chris, because you never really get to experience, God forbid, being in the back of an ambulance, or at least just looking at, just to explore, for curiosity, or being on top of a fire truck. It's almost to the point where, I'm gonna be honest, Chris, I want to be inside of a fire truck too. Like, I'm being serious. Is there an age limit? Like,
No,
can adults
no.
also? Okay.
Yeah, there's plenty of dads that crawl up there too, I think. Now some of them are holding on to sons and daughters, but they're like, wait, I never get to do this. I'm gonna do this too, and maybe they are holding son and daughter, but
exactly, yeah.
There's a lot of smiling faces there, and there's a wide, there's some kids that are coming up to school bus age, and there's going to be a school bus there, so mom and dad can walk them in the school bus and sit down and say, hey, this is what a school bus is. So there's a little bit of learning and teaching going on too. So things that some of these kids may see in the future. And hey, maybe some of these kids will see some of this stuff and remember it in 15 years or 10 years from now and say, this is maybe what I want to do for a career.
Boom. You took me exactly where I want to go. This is important for that reason also. Get a firsthand look and get to talk to the people in these positions. Get that inspiration. It's moments like this that you'll remember forever as a kid. Like, that was so spot on. And then it can inspire you to continuously pursue that. See that they do these jobs on the side of the road, or just constantly when you have to pull over and let EMS, fire, police just pass by. You get to see that process, or at least talk to them on a first-hand basis, Chris. So I'm glad you landed on that too. And just real quick, resetting the show, joining us right now, Park Superintendent for West Bloomfield Parks, Chris Fry, joining us talking about the Touch a Truck event that's coming back later this month, April 26, 4 p.m. at Drake Sports Park. So Chris, I see we have some other events or other things going on. It's not just touching a truck. You have a tire obstacle course, goodie bags, things of that nature. What other type of activities do we have going on other than just interacting with the people and trucks of the city?
Yeah, there'll be 4 or 5 vendors passing out things, literature, and talking about what they're there for. Yes, we're picking up some tires from a local auto repair business, and we're going to have a little obstacle course. There's there's lots of photo opportunities, but we'll have a few. We're bringing a snowplow that usually sits in our yard, and it's from a big county truck that's 6 feet tall and 12 feet wide. And it's basically we painted it like a big chalkboard so kids can write their name on it and say that they were there. We'll have one of our trucks and a different photo op, but lots of photo ops. A tow truck company is bringing some giveaway popcorn and giveaway things. I'm not sure what they're bringing, but like bracelet type things, maybe some hats. I know the fire department always gives out stickers and hats, so there's a lot of little handouts that'll take place that day. 4 time slots. The first activity starts at 4. These are 45-minute time slots. So 4 o'clock is our sensory friendly session. For the little guys that don't really like the big blasting horns and lights, it's sensory friendly for that first 45 minutes. So we're not going to sound the horns or the alarms or flash the lights for the little guys that don't like that. But starting at 4:45, we will start that. If the children decide to do that, it's mostly up to the kids. It's not the folks that bring the trucks. It's the kids. They'll grab the horn or hit the steering wheel. But from 4 to 4:45 is sensory friendly, so it's nice and quiet for the little guys. That 4:45 session is sold out currently, but we have 2 sessions after that, a 5:30 and a 6:15. You can still go to our website and register, wbparks.org, register for those time slots, and we'd love to have you out. So we got plenty of room for everybody.
Yep, and I'm glad you got into the registration part of it because registration is required. And like you said, there's certain time slots, so you want to make sure you get in there at a certain time slot. And one time slot is already sold out, and then we have another one. And I love that you all are doing this to accommodate the different people, the children in the community with their special needs, or just just to be mindful of, things that could be very sensitive to them. So that's great in a response from you and the West Bloomfield Parks, just in general. Well, let's just give an overall perspective, real quick, if you don't mind, with West Bloomfield Parks striving to make events like this accessible to residents, regardless of, their needs and things like that. Can you just talk about the importance of West Bloomfield Park events for the community, especially as the weather starts to get a little bit warmer, and just talk about a few other events that you have coming up, if you don't mind?
Sure. Well, obviously the parks are open 365 days a year. We've just opened up our sport courts, our tennis, pickleball, things like that happen on hard surfaces that were closed for the winter. So all of our sports courts are up and running. Softball and baseball are underway. Cricket's underway. Lacrosse is underway. And we have those all over the place in different parks. All of our bathrooms that get winterized were just reopened on Friday. So we have to do some water testing and get cleared from the Oakland County Health Department. So all those just got cleared out on Friday, and we have opened those starting just this past Saturday. But yes, going forward, a lot of events. The Parks Department is only involved in some of them, the larger ones that they need help setting up, but the Recreation Department seems like they have something going every single week, whether it's at the Recreation Activity Center, the Connect Senior Center, or just out in the parks in general, whether it's fishing and kayaking and sporting activities or art classes or stretch and tone or yoga, for the adults. So there's always something. Definitely check out the website. We have a couple of kids commotion concerts coming up, whether they're in the evening or the daytime. In July starts our 4-week adult concert series over at Marchbank. But we have National Trails Day on June 1st, which happens to be the grand opening of I know this isn't very fancy, but it's a grand opening of a restroom building that we just got done building over at Arrowhead at the Nature Preserve. It's been a long time coming. A lot of people have been asking for a permanent restroom with drinking water available. So we've finally got some grant money together and built that bathroom. So it's going to be opening. We're going to be cutting the ribbon on June 1st, National Trails Day, out on our trail network. So lots of things happening. I encourage you to check the website. It's changing daily, updated daily, with lots and lots of stuff.
Good. Great information to give out, Chris. Thank you again for that. And before we end, just getting back to the Touch a Truck event, April 26th, 4 p.m., Drake Sports Park. Last but not least, very important, you have to register, select your time, and there also is a fee.
Yes.
Whether you're a resident or non-resident of West Bloomfield. Just for clarification, Chris, if you don't mind me asking.
Sure.
The fee, does that cover entry to experience everything, or some of the things covered with a fee and other things you can experience without the fee?
Fee is you're in, you get to do everything. You get to honk the horn, flash the lights, meet the people, get the tree, get the popcorn, get your handouts, get your fireman's hat, everything you can do for the $5. Come out and see us this Friday. Like I said, sensory friendlies from 4 to 4:45. 2 more after that, 5:30 and 6:15. Go to the website to register. We'd love to have you.
wbparks.org/TAT. Touch a Truck, TAT. Chris Fry, Superintendent of the West Bloomfield Parks. Thank you again for joining us. Talk about the Touch a Truck event.
Thank you, Kevin. Have a great day.
Absolutely. You two have a better one, sir. Tyler, I'm going to tell you one thing. It's very reassuring to hear Chris even say there's grown men that want to get inside some of these fire trucks. I'm so glad I'm not the only one that's childish and immature.
I would not be the right person to be in their earlier session, though, because if I had a chance to go into the fire truck, knowing that it is for a quieter environment, just for observation, I would be so tempted to hit the horn, Kevin. I'm just like you. Look, we put on our maturity for this program here, but when we have a chance to be silly and have some fun, we go ahead and do that. Adults, kids alike have that chance later on this week on April 26th. More information on the Touch a Truck event at wbparks.org. Here in West Bloomfield Township, just off of Drake Road, a chance to engage in one of the oldest sports in the world and one of the most technical sports also in archery. Detroit Archers is located off of Drake Road, just between Maple and Walnut Lake Road, and has been for a number of years, giving archers across the Metro Detroit area a place to go to enjoy one of their favorite sports and a little camaraderie with the community as well. Joining us to tell us more about this local staple that's been in West Bloomfield for a number of years is Kevin Marshall, the secretary at Detroit Archers. Kevin, thank you for being with us.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, glad to have you on to talk to us about Detroit Archers, because this is the oldest archery club, one of the oldest archery clubs in the state, founded in 1924. It is Michigan's oldest archery club, and it's got a great experience to it too, because it's nestled in the woods here in our community, but it's easy to access as well. So for you, as a member of this club and someone that's been engaged with Detroit Archers, what should the public know about Detroit Archers?
Well, we've been in the community since the 1960s, when we first bought our first chunk of the parcel. We have 32 acres. We have an indoor range that is usually used for open shooting, and then our indoor shooting for the club members. And its open shooting is usually on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday afternoons from 1 to 5. It's a kind of drop-in open shooting where you can rent equipment and comes with the shooting fees to shoot for an afternoon and get a little bit of lessons and see how to enjoy it. And then we have a number of outdoor events that occur throughout the summer of both target and 3D shooting, which is foam animals placed throughout the woods to kind of test your skills.
And I've been inside the facility before, Kevin, so I'm familiar particularly with the indoor facility. And what's great about it is that the archery stations are set up in a way that you can have people performing at a number of different distances and a number of different skill levels. And so what does that bring to the experience of Detroit Archers? Because it's not just a club for an experienced archer that does this regularly, perhaps is someone that will go out and hunt using a bow and an arrow. It's for anyone that's interested in it.
Yeah, it's a wonderful sport that's kind of, there was a book, Zen in the Art of Archery, years ago. And it's a sport that you don't have to be the biggest, strongest, and fastest to do. You're competing mostly against yourself, and it's all about focus and learning to control your body and doing the same thing repetitively to do this. And we set up targets ranging from 5 yards for our 5-year-olds indoors to typically 20 yards is our standard open shooting distance for indoor shooting. And you move the targets back and forward and back further as you get better and get more practice in. And it's something that we have people ages from 5 to 95 that come and shoot here with us. So it's something you can do at any stage in life.
Yeah, at one point I was a camp counselor while I was in college at the JCC's day camps, and many times was a counselor in their sports camps for a week, going out to Detroit Archers, and it's a great experience out there for the kids as well. And for everyone across the board, Kevin, what do you believe sets Detroit Archers apart from other similar clubs in Michigan that's allowed it to sustain itself, as we said earlier on, as Michigan's oldest and oldest active archery club?
Well, I think a big benefit to us is our location. We're not way out in the country. We're nestled in a suburban area, and we offer nice, good rates. For an adult with equipment to come shoot for 4 hours is $15. So and for children under the age of 18, it's $10, including equipment. So it's something that you can come out and try and do, and then if you really want to get into it, you can become a member, and then you get some perks with being a member and getting to shoot for free and stuff like that. And it's an enjoyable place to be. I think we've been around a long time because we cater to both the serious archers and the novice beginners who just want to try it out.
And let's dive into that a little bit more, because for the experienced archer that has their own equipment, that is clearly passionate about archery and perhaps has been engaged in this activity, it's been a hobby of theirs for a long time. Now, what about the Detroit Archers experience makes that an excellent time and an excellent place for them to go?
Well, we have a number of ranges for outdoor shooting. We have what's called a FIDA, and don't ask me to tell you what FIDA stands for. It's something, I think the last word is archery, but it's Olympic recurve shooting or Olympic shooting on our outdoor range where you can practice for that. And then we have our standard range, which has targets from 20 yards to 60 yards in 5-yard increments for practice for that. And then we have the 3D course set up around through the woods, which gives you the ability can judge your distances and learn how to shoot in a variety of both elevated and ground positions at different animals, the different targets on the property. And it gives you a wide variety of experience doing what you like to do, and you can kind of pick your passion.
And then, Kevin, for those on the other side of that spectrum who are either completely new to archery or novice archers, just interested in exploring, what about this club makes it an enjoyable experience as an introduction to archery?
Well, I think it's our method of operating open shooting, where we have volunteers from the club members that run open shooting and give you hands-on kind of guidance. Not necessarily, we're not going to say it's necessarily lessons at open shooting, but they get you where you're at least hitting the target face and teaching you some of the basics and how to be safe. And then we have other programs. We have a Junior Olympic Archery Development, or JOAD, program that runs both winter and summer, that is run by a man by Nick DeCreasy, who's a level 4 USA Archery coach, and that's for people who really want to start to hone in their, and it has adult achievement also as well, and really start to hone their craft in that. And then in the winter, we have, starting in November, the first Saturday in November, we have a drop-in program, Saturday Archers, in the morning, which is more focused lessons for any people of all ages with your own equipment or with rental equipment, to come in and get hands-on lessons on a Saturday morning.
You can find more information on DetroitArchers.com or visit them on their Facebook page, facebook.com/DetroitArchersINC, for more information and to find out about fun events and opportunities for you to join them, including on the weekends from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. For their open shooting periods as well. Kevin Marshall is with us from Detroit Archers on today's edition of the Splash Live, the oldest archery club in the state of Michigan, nestled in the suburban area of West Bloomfield, right here as it has been since the 1960s. Can you tell us, Kevin, just with a couple minutes left, some of your favorite memories or memorable moments you've experienced as you've been a member of this club?
Well, one of the things that's really nice about being on the club is the wildlife on our property. Of course, we're not allowed to hunt anything that's living on our property, but the wildlife, we have turkeys and deer and the animals that roam around, and they really take advantage of this location to hang out. And you have to be careful a little bit with the deer because they're oblivious to the fact that you have pointy sticks and you're shooting them through the air, and you have to kind of shoo them away from the targets at times because they just don't care. But that's some of the best experiences I've had, just being with the people and practicing my archery and being out with nature.
More information on DetroitArchers.com or Facebook at DetroitArchersINC. We're joined by Kevin Marshall, Secretary of Detroit Archers, on today's edition of the Splash Live. Kevin, before we let you go, anything else that people should know about this unique club that's right here in West Bloomfield and other ways that they may be able to engage in archery in our local community?
Well, for those people that are maybe a little more seasoned in archery, we have a league that starts this Wednesday outdoors, a 3D league. It's open to the public. $15 to shoot 20 targets every week, and it runs from April 24th through August 14th every Wednesday. And then we have once a month, we have a 3D shoot outdoors on a weekend that they can come participate in. And then there's always open shooting for targets. And then most of our target leagues and those opportunities occur in the winter.
And all that can be found again on DetroitArchers.com. Kevin, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on, and thanks for joining us. Kevin Marshall from Detroit Archers, and Kevin McIntosh back with us, my co-host. This is such a cool story because it's a unique place to us here in the suburban community here in West Bloomfield and greater West Bloomfield, because as Kevin had said, a lot of these clubs that are throughout Michigan, Kevin Marshall, not Kevin McIntosh. I see the look on your face there, Kevin McIntosh. As he had said, a lot of these other clubs are out in the country, maybe a little bit off the beaten path. This is right here in our community, and they do such cool stuff over there.
Bro, you were talking for 10 minutes saying Kevin this whole time. I'm responding only for me to look up and find out our producer Calvin muted my microphone. And no, you weren't even talking to me. You're talking to Kevin Marshall from the Detroit Archers. So I had to come to that realization. But great story, great interview, by the way, Tyler. Man, archery is one of those things I've tried once. I wasn't good at, but I would love to try it again and get better at it. That's like snowboarding and braiding my girlfriend's hair.
Yeah, the more you do it, the better you do get at it, hopefully, in the case of braiding your girlfriend's hair. That could cause some unnecessary arguments there. Hope you have improved. Maybe we should have her on for an evaluation. Check in on that in the future.
Stop it right there, man. It was a joke. But I love the archery story, though. I love the archery story. And it was interesting to find out that they use 3D models rather than like cardboard, and then that there is natural wildlife in the area, but they can't shoot them. So that was interesting to find out too.
Yeah, and they really do make an emphasis on that, as Kevin said, too. And as I mentioned in that, I have previously been a camp counselor. We've gone out to there many times. I've shot at that club, both indoors and outdoors in the past. It's a really interesting place. It actually got me kind of into archery also, to the point where when I was down to those last few credits and needed to pick up some one-credit classes in college, I found an archery course and took that just off campus at Michigan State. Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. A few more key points to go over on today's program. We'll take a short break and come back with more news and information from across the greater West Bloomfield area. Stay with us.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Bringing you stories and memories from West Bloomfield. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Live, local, and social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join our team as we highlight people and events that are making an impact in the greater West Bloomfield area. Catch us live Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem. Don't let your gambling cause you financial hardship. If you or someone you love is struggling with gambling, we can help. Get free confidential counseling and win your life back. Learn more at michigan.gov/problemgambling.
This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM 5 days a week. The latest news and information across the greater West Bloomfield area alongside Kevin McIntosh. I'm Tyler Keefe. Thank you for joining us. Kevin, a big day coming up this weekend. A lot of activity will be seen at the Sylvan Lake Community Center on Sunday for their Sylvan Summer Swap and Sale. A lot of S's in there. Say that 10 times fast. Sylvan Summer Swap and Sale happening Sunday at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. An opportunity for people to drop off items to donate to local charities and other nonprofits, or bring their own items that maybe are unused they want to get rid of and either trade them for other things that they may be interested in or sell them to people from in Sylvan Lake and across our local communities. The donation drop-off, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., for gently used items of many different varieties, including even bicycles. If you want to recycle your bicycle, that can happen at this event. And then the swapping and the selling runs from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. Plus, Kevin, food, Detroit Mini Donut will be there from 10 a.m. until 12 noon for tasty treats, and all that happening at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. More information on other events happening in Sylvan Lake can be found on sylvanlake.org. This is a really cool opportunity, Kevin. This is the third time that they've done this. It's the third annual event that's being organized there for people to bring different items out there and either trade them or sell them or even donate them. And a great opportunity for people to get out on what's hopefully going to be a very nice day in Sylvan Lake and enjoy some community and maybe find some new treasures to bring home.
Tyler, I'm convinced they named it the Sylvan Summer Swap and Sale on purpose so that people that do not attempt to say it 3 times, it is very, very dangerous to do that. But I think overall, this is a great event. This is super cool, man, because I'm literally in my home looking at a bunch of different things that I need to donate or I wish I could sell or something like that. So for the community to host this event and put this together, because I'm pretty sure there's plenty of households out there that have a lot of stuff that they need to get rid of. Purge frequently is what I like to say. I think this is a great event for that. And then you said donuts too. Talk about things that make you go,
Yeah, donuts, your neighbors, fun in the community, and some opportunities to get rid of some stuff. Do some spring cleaning in your home as we are heading into the end of April.
Yeah,
Again, sylvanlake.org for more events happening at the community center and all throughout the week in the prettiest little city in the state of Michigan. This weekend is also going to include the DEA's National Take Back Day. That's happening not on Sunday, but on Saturday, an opportunity to get rid of some of your unused prescription and over-the-counter medication that's sitting in your medicine cabinet or in your home and could potentially be tampered with by visitors or neighbors, or could potentially even be misused in the present or in the future. Many of our local police departments will be participating in this event, including the police department of the city of Orchard Lake Village. Their police chief, Jeffrey Gomez, joined Kevin recently, joined you on this program to explain why the Orchard Lake Police Department is participating in this event. Here's what he had to say.
The goal of this is to keep medications out of the hands of children or people that are not prescribed this medication. As many are aware that we have a nationwide or even a global opioid crisis going on. And if we can prevent just one person from going down that path, then I find it to be a successful program.
And that's what it's really all about, Kevin, is making sure that people understand they have this opportunity to drop off this medication. And by doing so, look, no one is saying that these incidents are bound to happen in your home if you don't get rid of these unused medications. But that prevention tactic is exactly that, is a prevention tactic. If they're not in your home, that opportunity for them to be taken, to be misused, to be abused is simply not going to be possible.
No, absolutely. And this goes back to purging. This is something that I like to do very, very often. Just go through your house and throw away stuff that you don't use, you haven't looked for in a long time, paper, documents, either file them or get them out of the house. Quick and simple. And unused drugs and expired drugs is a perfect example of something you need to get rid of properly.
Yeah, DEA National Take Back Day is on Saturday, April 27th, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at your local police department. That includes the City of Orchard Lake Village, West Bloomfield Township, and West Bloomfield Township also participating in that. Operation Medicine Cabinet, also an opportunity to drop off some of those medications any day at both West Bloomfield, Orchard Lake, and Keego Harbor's police departments. More information on DEA Take Back Day can be found on DEATakeback.com. Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Busy week, off to a busy start. Look at that, an hour has gone by. That's it for our program today. For our entire crew, Calvin Brown and Jake Schaff, alongside Kevin McIntosh, I'm Tyler Kieft. Thanks for tuning in to the Splash Live.